Hey everyone, welcome to this live stream. Let me know if you're watching the replay, and I'll definitely come back and comment and reply to you. So today's going to be a little bit of a educational post. Hopefully I can get through this video because there's a lot of background noise going on. So it's more of like an educational post to perhaps get you or anyone that you know of understand certain behaviours and where they could come from. So this is not a video to kind of justify certain behaviours, to say, oh well, you know, I was abandoned and this is why I feel like this and this is why I do what I do, but instead just to have that education but then get to the problem as well and, you know, deal with the problem. Because at the end of the day, we don't choose what happened when we were, you know, growing up, but we can heal from those problems and overcome those problems so that we can, you know, live our life being within our highest authentic self. Yes, that's the word. Okay, so lots of distractions today. It's one of them days where, you know, I've got visitors that come, like little kids that come and play and then go and then come, and so it's like a full-on neighbourhood party going on. So I want to talk about this because it inspired me to just kind of educate and get people to understand others that, you know, ultimately people are not their behaviours and that there could be a reason for them to behave the way they do. Because if we can adapt that belief, we'll be more understanding towards each other. So this was a huge breakthrough that I had with a client where she struggled with rejection. She was pretty, you would say, behaving very, very insecure around, you know, her husband. And she couldn't figure out why it is. Like, why do I need to know exactly what he's doing? And why is there a fear of him leaving me? And it came back to, you know, like she was left as a child. And it wasn't even a huge abandonment issue, this situation. It was literally her mom delaying, should I say, you know, like, didn't pick her up on time from school, and she felt abandoned for those times. And obviously when you're 4 or 5 years old, you don't consciously know what's going on. You take you literally unconscious, you just absorb in emotions and live in emotions. There's no critical faculty, you know, created at that time. You know, if that happened now, like if someone's delayed to pick you up, you know there could be other reasons, and you can like just reassure yourself, you know, while you're waiting for that person to come and pick you up. You know, even if it took them ages to come and pick you up, right? You know that they'll come, or there's a phone now, but even if there wasn't a phone, you'll know, and you'll make your own way, right? But you'll do something about it emotionally, or you'll take action. Obviously, as a child who's 4 or 5 years old and who's waiting there for, I don't know, half an hour for her mum to pick her up after school, she's probably thinking her mum's left her, right? And she's thinking, well, how am I going to get home? There's that powerless feeling that's happening. And obviously there's no time created, so we don't know how long 30 minutes is. It seems like forever, right? When you're going through a difficult situation. So what her mind ended up doing was adapting that feeling of abandonment, like labeling that abandoned feeling to that situation, right? Where, you know, her mum didn't pick her up from school on time and she had to wait there, be the last person in the whole school, waiting there with the teachers around, and to go home, and she felt she was left, right? And then that created somewhat rejection feeling. She struggled in making sales because of that reason, and a little bit over possessive about her partner, right? And having that feeling of he's gonna leave me. So this is just to give you, like, again, like I said, some awareness that if there is a unusual type behaviour that somebody that you know is showing, that there could be so many reasons behind that behaviour, and that, you know, just because she didn't heal from that situation age 4 or 5, right, she didn't give herself the learnings that she knows now, right, age 30, her behaviours were being outside of her authentic self, right? And if you find someone doing that, you know, there's probably a reason they're doing that, and to just, you know, ask them what reason is it. And, you know, they may not be aware of it at that time, but there always is a reason to a fear of rejection a fear of losing someone, and then their behaviour start being a little bit, you know, obsessive, and, you know, why is she texting me? There's always a reason behind it. So perhaps dive into that reason, and then what'll happen is, obviously, especially in couples, is that it'll bring you closer, and you'll have more compassion with each other, rather than what we've raised up doing, which is just judging the behaviour, or judging the person by their behaviour. You know, like, obviously I'm just giving you that one example here. It could be any example, it could be any behaviour. I personally went through a similar situation, age 10, and, you know, having my elder sister leave the family home to get married, rightfully right, but at that age I didn't know that this is what it means, that she has to leave the house, and now I've got to suddenly, you know, make my own food and look after myself, whereas she used to do everything for me. And I went through some abandonment feelings at that time. You know, I mean, she did visit, but it wasn't the same, right? It wasn't like, because we shared the same bedroom, and she was like the second mother to me, and she just literally just went, right? And that was a struggle for me to get my head round for a long time, even till now. It was like age 31 when I actually, you know, overcome that fully emotionally. Otherwise, anytime I would think about that time when she got married, this was like a good 20 odd years ago now, I would feel emotions coming up, right? And I don't want to feel them, because I'm really happy for her, right? She's like married, and, you know, she's happy. But that child in me didn't know what to do and how to deal with that situation. And so then I was, you know, having fear of rejection. I couldn't even do sales because I was so scared of being rejected. And you know, there was some, you know, over the top obsessive behaviours as well, like checking on my husband, is he okay, is he there, and all that stuff, right? And it came to that. It was a fear of getting abandoned again, right? So that incident was driving my behaviour. So when I dealt with that incident, the behaviour has changed. Yeah, I was a bit more free, and I was like, okay, you come home whenever you want, whenever you can. It was like a free type of feeling that came after that. I mean, my kids are out there playing. A couple of years ago, I probably wouldn't even let them do that. I would be so like vigilant, checking if they're okay. I mean, I'm still checking they're okay. I can hear them, but I feel there's no anxiety inside, right? So just that little message today is just to see where the behaviours come from. Why are people behaving the way they're behaving? If you can do that, and most of the time, just give people the benefit of the doubt, right? There's always a reason, and there's always a story why people behave the way they do, good or bad, right? So, quick message. I hope everyone's having a lovely week. Gosh, it seems like ages since I've been on live here. And Danielle, yes, long time. It's been probably 2 weeks, I think. I usually go live every week, but it's been a course that I had to do, which was intense. Okay, my lovely, if you do need any sort of like, I don't know, literature, any guidance around this topic, definitely reach out to me. I can definitely guide you in the right direction, or even just have a chat with you, and that would be an honour to do as well. Have a beautiful weekend and week ahead.